I know that I had this in my playlist, but I was not expecting it. Like, I was not expecting, so I was like, oh. Oh, and I was told the Fat Cat redeem was good, so I pull out the Fat Cat. Look, no. I appreciate, yeah, sure, Fear and Hunger music. Yeah, maybe that's alright. Hope everyone's had a good day, by the way. I'm, tired, but I'll play something different. I've been meaning to play this. Maybe I'm biased in wanting to play it, because one of my best friends, again, did some music for it. But also the art's pretty, and Yeah, I will. I heard there's like a problematique woman in it, and I'm big into those. One of my favorite characters in one of my favorite webcomics, Feast for a King, is Celadon One, and oh, people hate her so much. She sucks. I love her. That's my wife. All right, I'm finishing up my soda. Still in the morning, but it's looking promising. Other than tired, how was your day? I'm fine. Uneventful. But you know what? I'm good with uneventful. I am perfectly fine with uneventful. Man, hearing this music, I need to go through the Shin Megami Tensei series on stream. I keep thinking, like, I gotta go, like, okay, people joke about, like, my golden arc, my golden RPG arc, and it's like, you know what, I have fun going through older RPGs. I should do that as well, like, even the early ones. I've only touched 3 and onward. How's Dad K? Dad K's doing great, actually. We literally just got a call earlier that, yeah, nothing spread. It didn't even go into the lymph nodes. They had he had those removed, or they removed those just to be safe. All contained. He was all contained. So, he is good. So we got that call, but he has to have like his follow-up appointment and everything on Monday. So it is a weight off of our shoulders. It's kind of one of the reasons why I was like, on Monday, I was like, I don't know if I want to like, I don't know if I want to stream, because it's like I was still tired from over the weekend. And then today I was kind of like, ugh, I'm so out of it, but that's mainly because I went like swimming yesterday. And I took Tylenol before going to sleep, so I'm not in like pain, like super pain. I'm good. Just like I swam for like a kilometer. And I'm going back tomorrow. Like, you know what, might as well do that for exercise. It's more quiet at the pool and everything, like in the gym. So he's home already too? Yeah, he came back on... So he had his surgery Friday afternoon. My mom had me come... Well, okay. Technically, they were like, you don't have to go to the hospital and everything. And it's like, literally, it's my dad. I want to go. So I came a little later to join my mom, at least, you know, so I could also bring whatever she needed. If there was anything she needed, I could take stuff home if I needed to take stuff home. Because they kind of overpacked, and it was like, you know, take that with you. So I was there when he was, like after the surgery, when he was woken up and everything, and then with them when he went to the room, and then it was like my parents were every time. Okay, this happened as well when my mom, like after my mom's cancer as well, where it's like, okay, I'm done with work, I'm going over there, you know, as fast as I can. I remember I was working at the movie theater, and I was like, I told everyone, hey, my mom's in the hospital, so just this once, can you cook me my sandwich before I clock out, and I'll just come around and like pay for it. It was kind of one of those things where it's like I need to get off, and like I don't want to wait around for the sandwich. You know, that like it was a case where I was just like, I'm going to explain. I have a actual reason for this. It was normally a no-no. And so it's like I'm eating my sandwich on the way down to Salt Lake. Thankfully, this was not in Salt Lake. This was closer to my college town. It was like right before and everything. And so it's like I go there. It's the middle of the night, and I was like, hey, I can stay longer. You know, like I'm willing to stay as long as possible and everything. They're like, it's nighttime and you have like, I don't remember if I had work in the morning or what. I did like opening shifts, and they were like, you gotta go. It's nighttime. Driving at night sucks. They want their only child to be safe. I get it, but it's just like so he was discharged on Saturday morning, like later in the morning. So it was kind of like, hey, do you want to pick up lunch as like a nice, like they basically told me like whatever they wanted ordered, and so it's like I went down to get it, brought it back, just as like a nice little meal when he got back. So basically I've been like the I've gone out as needed to like grab whatever. My dad's able to like walk around. My mom actually took him out for a drive yesterday because it's like, okay, I want him to not be like completely sedentary and everything. He gets up to walk a bit, like not going crazy, but yeah. Sorry, my brain is like all over the place talking about all of this. But that's been my week. It's also like the second time I've seen my dad like in a hospital, waking up from like being sedated and everything. It's always weird. The first time was like, so back in like, what was it? 2023, I want to say? 2023, beginning of 2024? I don't even know anymore. Like, it all blends together. My dad was supposed to help like, when we were in France, my dad was gonna help with the, like, remodel my grandma's kitchen. And it was like, okay, I have to, I agreed that when all the parts to the kitchen were delivered, I was going to help bring them into the basement, because that's where the garage basically was. It was like in an incline and all that. And it's kind of like where my grandpa's old workshop was. And so it was like, okay, I'll do that. It's after lunch. I'm like, I just need to go use the restroom real quick. And I'll be right back. Like, literally just went up to pee. And I come back, and my dad is in pain. His arm looks wrong and incorrect. The tendon snapped. His muscle that is normally supposed to be, like, pulled and everything was up in his arm. Like, it was, you could tell it was incorrect. It was bad. It was not how the body should look. And I'm sitting there like, I literally stepped away for like less than 5 minutes. How? What? The delivery had arrived, and my dad decided he was going to carry more than he should have. Like, this was a 2-person job. He decided he was going to, you know, hold it himself. And again, the garage is on an incline. It is like the basement, the sous-sol. And the box was kind of slipping, and when he tried to catch it and like catch it before it slipped, yeah, his arm, yeah, no. So it was like impossible to get schedule an appointment for like his arm, like at all, in a timely manner. Basically, it was stuff where it was like, we can do it like in a few weeks from now. So it was like, oh boy. You call around like a US doctor and it was like, could get it a couple days later. So it's like, okay, I gotta schedule a flight back home real fast. And yeah, I was there for all of that, and like I went home with him so I could be the chauffeur and stuff. And after that surgery, yeah, like I see him so groggy. It's like, I'm not used to seeing my dad like this. Heads up, Moonlighter is free to grab on Steam until the 9th. What is that? I had to make sure to grab, like, I was like, oh yeah, I was grabbing like all of the Monster Hunter Wilds like free DLC. Moonlight, moon. I don't think I've heard of this, but free. I'll freaking take it. Promise no virus? You run a shop and explore dungeons to get stuff to sell. Ah! So what I do literally in Final Fantasy XIV. Like, the way I make money in that game. Okay. I should stop yapping, and start yapping, aka reading this visual novel, a different kind of yapping. Man, is there an official way to play, like, because hearing the music here and everything, like, is there... Hi! Is there, like, another, like, an official way to play the first two Shin Megami Tensei games? I'm still so sad that 5 is not great. I was so excited. I was so excited because, you know, I really enjoyed 3 and 4. I still have not played Apocalypse. I should. But it was like, oh, I enjoyed them. They were fun. I haven't played like a ton of Mega 10 games, but liked those. I know that like Persona 2 would super be up my alley if I played that. It's like, there's an official way to play some stuff. I appreciate that, but that's nigh impossible for, like, stuff at this point, and then they're just gonna matter. Getting bundled up. So I am going into this blind. I don't know if anyone else here has played it. But this is a visual novel by GGDG. One of my best friends, Alba Soup, actually did some of the music for chapters 2 and 3, so that's one of the reasons it's been like really on my radar and everything. I know Toby Fox and Gigi them like also did some of the stuff for chapter 1, so there you go. That's all I know of this. Also, I know that there's a gator at one point, and I'm excited about that. Any preferences? I haven't even checked. Audio is like, let me know if it's too loud, too quiet. I'll change stuff if I need to. I really need to like try stuff with Ren P. I know it's like you could do a whole bunch. Because I keep considering doing visual novel things. My arm is like itchy for whatever reason. It's almost like I'm nervous. I don't know. I don't know why. It's like all of a sudden I'm just like. So I know, yeah, chapter 1 was like a demo. Hydrate, actually, thank you. I need to finish my soda first, and then I can hydrate proper. I always used to admire, like, Gigi's backgrounds and, like, their use of color for stuff. When they had their webcomic and everything, I was, like, so stunned by all that. But I told you to run, kiddo. Does it look like I'm doing? Getting caught. Getting caught, but hey, I get it. You've got a heart. That's what landed you in this mess, right? I'm sorry, kid. I am. Wish there was more I could do for you, but both of us are out of options. So where are you gonna go? You said, somewhere I can dream, where I can be as selfish as I want to be. Only question is what to do when no place like that exists, but I'll figure something out. Notice the records you swiped from my office. You're not really going after it, are you? Thanks for the lead, old man. Maybe I'll see you in the next world. Also, thank you for the stretch. I promise I am not shrimping. Chapter 1, Selfish Virtue. The use of color is always pretty, and it's like with rough brushes. I always admired that. Lamplight, Heart of Tarn. First in to become famous after the treasure hunting boom took off. A few decades ago, on a day like this, it would have been swarming with people. Tonight, there's only one customer. In a matter of speaking, anyway. I arrived a few months ago, needing a place to stay while I continued my search in the area. I am having a hard time talking right now. This bodes well. Alma's pride wouldn't let her take money from an old friend, but I eventually convinced her to accept my services instead. Since then, I've been helping her look after the guests here. Guests, yes. The villagers sick and elderly give shelter from the unkind weather, not customers. Most were once treasure hunters themselves, but the age for that ended too soon, before they'd found anything to build a life on. Tonight's dinner could be described charitably as soup, or realistically as onion water. Most of our guests chose the latter. Though I normally try to encourage them to keep up healthy appetites, I couldn't blame them for the nearly full dishes I gathered this time. Alma's a terrific cook, really, but I doubt she sees much point in trying these days. I can't blame her either. Onion and water soup. It's a proper meal. I dice onion, fry it in oil, and boil it in water. I always think any excuse I have to voice an owl, I would absolutely voice an owl. Dining room is deserted, tabletops lined with dust, rugs trampled thin. Television is purely decorative now, with no signal to pick up since Tarn was cut off years ago. But the only glimmer of the past comes from the crackling fireplace where explorers would have once crowded together sharing stories. Did it come down or what? Alma, the owner of the Lamplight, she leans against the bar, smoking a cigarette. Do I have to give her a smoker's voice? Because I will if I have to. Oh, I didn't see you.
You were seeing something, but don't say how badly you want me to clean this place up.
No. Well, no. But you really ought to consider selling the TV at least. It may be old, but it'll still work in the mosaic.
Is that all?
I know you know Alma. It just caught my eye. I join her at the bar and set down the tray. Something hangs heavy in the air as we look over the empty room together. Instead, I decide to turn my gaze outside. The largest windows face away from the mosaic, out toward the promise of the new world. Grown used to the view now. The towering shadows of mountains, empty homes scattered in the snow. Only tonight... someone's coming. This is nice brushwork. Gigi has always done like really good brushwork. Like that's something I've always been like, man. Whenever I tried doing a lot of lineless stuff, like back when they were doing their webcomic and everything, it's like I was trying to like capture the same textures, but
not good at it.
By the time I make it to the door, the visitor has collapsed in a heap at the threshold. Oh no, give me a hand, would you?
Yeah.
I'm sure that was their vision, that voice for that character. Breathing and pulse seem normal. She does look awfully pale, but I think she'll be alright. Toad voice? No, that would be like way higher and bad. I would have to find a different character. There we are. How are you feeling?
Welcome, dear.
Almost old customer service voice. I can't have her be. No. Okay. I can't.
Welcome, dear.
The nicer customer service voice. Been a while since I've heard that. If I am joining a friend for Draw Steel, your Alma voice will do nicely.
Will you be needing a room? Or maybe you're just here to dine with us tonight?
Room. And I've made it? This is the lamplight?
The one and only, serving the spirit of discovery since... Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, sorry, I read it. Oh, thank goodness. I need your help. Undermining the emotional core by giving Alma the voice of a chain-smoking Goomba. Look, when I see older woman and I like hear smoking and everything,
I'm kind of thinking like, you know, one of the characters from Widow's Bay.
Who basically sounds like a... There's a character in Widow's Bay who sounds like if a cigarette asked, like, made a wish to become a woman, that's what that would sound like. Thank goodness. I need your help.
Right, another charity case.
Don't be heartless, Alma. Decent meal is the very least we can offer.
Onion and water soup. Yeah.
As Alma trudges to the kitchen, I take a seat across from the stranger. You should know, there's an emphasis on that decent. I would set my expectations too high if I were you. Oh, I'll be happy with anything. You're too kind. We haven't gotten to your problem. You said you needed help? Woman breathes a long, thin sigh. There's somewhere I need to get to. I heard this was a gathering place for treasure hunters, so I hoped one of them could escort me. But where are you headed? Do you know of a ruin near here called the Hollow Temple?
Forget it.
Alma emerges from the kitchen with a lukewarm cup of soup in her hand. She hands it off to the woman.
Waste of a trip, honey. It's a short walk, sure. The woods are infested. You're not going to pay for a room. At least spare me from having to report your body to the shield.
Went from customer service back to cigarettes. Alma.
What? Better to be honest.
I have to. I have to go. I saw it in a dream. God of that temple visited me and said if I prayed at the altar, I'd be cured. I've suffered from this illness all my life, and now I've finally been shown a cure. I have to go.
Here I thought you came for treatment from the good doctor. Well, suit yourself.
You're a doctor? That's her idea of a joke. You'd be generous to call me a caretaker. Not sure how much my humble remedies could do for this illness of yours, but I'm more than willing to try. The woman softly shakes her head. The woman softly shakes her head. Illness is secondhand smoke. Gosh, I don't miss being around any of that. I've seen a million doctors and not one of them could help me. I know it must sound like nonsense, but that temple is my only hope. I see. Out of curiosity, have you ever heard how the so-called Hollow Temple got its name? No? There's nothing in it. Oh. For years, people were convinced there had to be some secret hidden beneath the surface, but as it turns out, it's just an empty building. Sorry to say this, but without the promise of treasure, you'd have a hard time convincing any treasure hunters to make the trip. You could find any here. Then this is it for me. Hold on, I was going to say I'd be happy to go with you. You? I know, you were hoping for someone a bit more suited to the rigors of the road, let's say. Truth is, I've been meaning to visit that temple myself. Sooner or later, I'll be going there. I'll be going either way, and I do intend to get there in one piece for what it's worth. Really? At the very least, we don't have anything to lose by going together. Safety in numbers and all. Listen, why don't you give it some thought? Wait, I'll go. That was fast. Are you sure? You're the first stranger who's offered to help me. If this is my only chance of making it to the temple, I have to take it. Let's not be strangers then. Loic. Should I say Loic? Because I keep thinking of that post, that Disco Elysium post, where it's like, or someone used it with like Disco Elysium characters, where it's like, hey, you dropped your gay card. I looked down. It's like nothing there, but it's okay. I say I'm stoic. The kids laugh at me saying, you pronounce it as stoic? Run away crying. Stoic? Loic? Isme? Isme? Is that how you would pronounce that? I'm stupid. You have to consider. Okay, yeah, there's the accent. I can see. Isme. Thank you, Loic. Tonight's clear skies are a rarity. Given the urgency of Isme's plight, I'm not surprised that she wants to go right away. Besides, it's a short enough trip that we should be back before the next snowfall rolls in.
And now you're off into the cold for this random girl. Why am I not surprised?
She needs help, Alma. I'd like to think you'd do the same.
Please. Some of us know how to look out for ourselves first. Should try that sometime.
Thanks for the concern. See you in the morning, alright? Cast profiles have been added. Beginning, the builder looked to the horizon and foresaw the death of the world. To preserve life, he raised a great tower, a new home for all of humanity, the Mosaic. From the farthest reaches, he gathered every soul together in one of the into one most peaceful nation, a perfect refuge from the storm. Ages on, when all had stilled, the people of the Mosaic opened their gates to see what remained, and found a ruined land but owned by no one. Thus did they set forth to pick clean the bones of the world they forgot. I remember hearing so many stories about the world outside the Mosaic. An endless expanse where the spirit of discovery soared on the wind, inviting the bold. Walking through this ghost town, I can't imagine it. When the first treasure hunters found this place, it was already in ruins. They built it up into a new town, only for it to shrivel into nothing again. All that wasted effort. Every little gust of wind sets the windows chattering in these ramshackle houses. But beyond all this, out in the mountains, I can almost hear the faint voice of my own personal spirit of discovery. Ismay, I hope this doesn't sound rude, but I wonder how that cloak will hold up against the cold. Oh, temple's a straight shot from here, but we are going to have to walk it. Will you be alright? Yes. You say that, but you're suffering enough from your illness. Please don't push yourself. Really, I'm fine. Eating something gave me the strength I needed, I think. If you insist. But now that I'm thinking about it, he removes one of the flowers pinned to the clasp on his collar. This is a Palacia. In the language of flowers, it means fire. That's funny. Is it? I just thought flower language was, I don't know, unrequited love, things like that. Most people know it that way. In this region, long ago, these flowers were common traveler's charms meant to ease the cold. Just an old superstition, but it can't hurt. Here. And do you normally give these out? One way or another. Flowers are my business. I guess you could say some habits from the shop are hard to shake, even on the road. So you're a florist? A superstitious one, it turns out. Hope I haven't put you off. Not at all. It's a kind thought. Thank you. Even if the spirit of discovery is dead, the kindness of strangers apparently lives on. When our fingers brush, I feel warmth. And not just a faint touch, but a steady embrace that spreads comfortably over my skin. Let's be off. Ready? Oh, right. For all my fussing over Ismay, barely dressed for the cold myself. The snow is too thick for the middle of spring. Oh, so they're in the Midwest. Okay. Again, any ideas about right or wrong with regard to the weather seem arbitrary. My months at the lamplight, I've come to appreciate the cold. The sudden chill against my face feels refreshing when I know it wasn't decided by committee. At such times, I think there are still treasures to be found outside the Mosaic. Do those have meanings too? Meaning too? My gaze follows Ismay's to a patch of weeds poking through the forest. The frost. I can't read! And I'm doing the thing where I have to read. Dandelions? Sure. Mundanity. That's a joke, right? You think so? If every flower has a meaning, some of them are bound to be less exciting than others. I suppose. We brace ourselves against the sudden wind. It's a good thing we set out tonight. This time tomorrow, I expect we'll have another blizzard on us. Thank you again, Loic. I didn't think you'd be willing to go so soon. I didn't think it could wait. Maybe not for me, but why are you planning to visit the temple? I'm curious, considering it's hollow and all. Oh, did I not say? I'm going for the same reason as you. To be cured? You seem perfectly healthy. An apple a day. But it's not quite what I mean. I'm not interested in investigating the temple itself so much as the local flora. I don't suppose you've heard of the Glass Bell. I'm sorry, I haven't. Perfectly understandable. The Glass Bell is a very peculiar flower. One said to be potent enough to cure any malady. That's too good to be true? Maybe. It's never been seen, only told of in old writings. It does exist. It could grow anywhere. And so, I search everywhere. And who is it for? Let's not talk about that. In fact, enough about me. Tell me about yourself, Ismay. Huh? There isn't much to tell. I'm not very special. Come now. Not many can say they've been called upon by a god. It's not something to brag about, especially at home, not in his vision. No, I guess not. You're religious then? More my family. As she turns toward the ever-present pillar on the horizon, I can only imagine the expression that darkens her face. I grew up praying for the builder to cure me, but that wasn't in his vision. When my family learns I came this far, all at the word of a pagan god, will probably be disowned. But alive and well. We can always pick up the pieces from there, can't we? That's true. Alive and well. The words ring in my ears. To be honest, the cold didn't bother me at all. It never does. Now, though, I have real warmth to compare it to. Now I have a way out. Path to alive and well. There's our temple. Can you see it? But the bridge is out. Oh, don't worry about that. It's been out of commission for months. The reason I put this trip off for so long, in fact. Is it ever going to be fixed? At this point, I wouldn't really count on it. Putting aside the lack of interest, Tarn just doesn't have the means anymore. Oh. But we can take a detour. This way. Go off the path into the thick of the woods. I try to focus on what waits at the end of this hike, but in spite of myself, I keep thinking of that word the innkeeper used to describe this place. Infested. They say that when the old world died and the builder created his paradise for mankind, he let in 2 of every animal in nature. The rest were left behind as the clouds rolled in. Did you hear that? Unfortunately. You said you had a plan for dealing with monsters, didn't you? Did I? Didn't you? I remember saying that I meant to get to the temple in one piece, but a plan... I could certainly try to come up with something now if you like. Seems like that might be a good thing to do. Yes! How fast can you run, do you think? Probably not very. On account of being deathly ill and all. Oh, right, forgive me, that was thoughtless. Outside the safety of the mosaic, deadly rain came pouring from the skies. It ate through stone and steel, washing entire cities and nations away. The animals caught in the flood changed. They trembled and twisted and came apart. then came back together the wrong way. And any creatures that didn't succumb were hunted by the ones that did. Crap! I wouldn't have wanted to cross paths with this thing when it was a normal wolf, let alone whatever the hell this tangle of limbs and mouths is. As I start running, I don't look back. The trees are dense enough to slow it down a bit. But I can't carry on like this uphill. Ismay! The voice comes from behind. When I look, he's stopped next to a fallen tree, trying to shove it out of where it's lodged in the snow. Without a second thought, I double back. 1, 2! We strain against the trunk together, wild, heaving breaths close in. And the weight shifts. Not much of a plan, but whatever works. Thank goodness. You know, Ismay, I was joking when I suggested we run, but I'm glad you took it as a challenge. I don't like thinking of myself as an old man yet, but I could barely keep up. You know, when push comes to shove. Back at the lamplight, you seem to be struggling just to get through your story. Alma's cooking must be better than I give it credit for if it energized you that much. You know, all those vegetables in onion soup. All those vegetable. His gaze is warm but intense. I should have known he saw through my act, maybe right from the start. Maybe my coughing could have been more realistic. Whatever. He offered to help me anyway, and judging from the look on his face, the offer's still open. Fine, alright, I'm not sick. That was all BS. I had a feeling. But I needed help getting to the temple, and pity works. You were right, you know. I was hoping it would rope in more of a bodyguard. You haven't died yet, so I'd say you could have done worse. Now, what is it you're after at the temple? The greatest power in the world. I'm sure you know what I mean. The sovereignty. I've heard stories. And you know, no one would have taken me seriously if I told them I was actually looking for it. And even if someone did, why would they help me find it? Convince me then. Why should I? Look, you have that miracle flower you're after, right? I'm guessing there's someone you want to save no matter what. Well, I have that too. The sovereignty is my hope of a world worth living in. What makes you so certain it's in this place? Yeah, the art style is very pretty. There was a professor in the Mosaic who researched the legends. I read everything he wrote on the subject. There's no guarantee, but the temple was never totally ruled out as a lead. I want to see it for myself. And if you find nothing in there, then what? Then I keep searching. Isn't that what you're doing? I have to explore every avenue. Maybe most treasure hunters have moved on, but I need this to be real. I'm sorry for lying to you, Loic, but I had to.
Oh, I need to shift around. My foot's falling asleep.
Ah. I think we perhaps lingered too long. They howl, they scream. I don't stick around for another second. That fallen tree was a stroke of luck. It doesn't strike twice, but maybe there's some other way to slow them down. Just as I start looking around, my foot slips. I tumble into a patch of weeds before I even realize it. For a second, I think I've been tackled, so I panic and scramble up against a nearby tree. These creatures are more patient than that. It can't be every day that they get entertainment like us. Close in, savoring their win, and I clench my eyes shut. For some reason, despite everything, only for a single instant, I feel calm. When I dare to look again, one of the things is too close. I see puffs of its breath as it leans in, sniffing at my face from every angle. Something about its attitude has changed. It's almost frustrated. Its eyes sear into mine for what feels like forever. Then it pulls away. One by one, the other beasts follow their leader back into the woods until the two of us are left alone. You alright? What the hell? I try to stand, but my useless ankle buckles under my weight. Crap, easy, let me see. Worse than I thought. Might even be broken. I don't want to risk trying to put pressure on it again. So, what are the chances of you carrying me up the rest of the way? He smiles. Slim. Let's try something else. There's something in his hand, a little notebook bound with string. He opens it, then flips through the pages, passing what looks like dozens of pressed flowers. The yellow rose means mending in short. In the mosaic, it's come to symbolize friendship, another case of the simplification that makes flower language easier to sell. He stops at a certain page and brushes his fingers against the dull, dry petals of a rose. I'm fond of that one, though. It's nice to think of a friendship as something that can be mended no matter how severe the break. As he goes on, the flower seems to come alive beneath his hand. Blink hard. Got to be imagining it, but there it is, full and vibrant as the second it was picked. He returns his attention to me, and I notice that strange calm again. The air turns soft and heavy, as if warmed by his voice. Take heart. Not all things fall neatly into place, but this will. It just happens. My ankle is broken, and then it isn't. Pull it closer to look. No wound, no bruise, nothing. And when I glance back at his notebook, the rose has simply withered away. I knew it. The flower you gave me when we left, that was magic too. They all are, even those. He nods to the few dandelions poking through the frost, their petals scattered on the snow. Mundanity. But this is the sort of thing that's kept me busy in Tarn for the few months I've been there. I'm not a healer exactly, but I can manage enough to make myself useful. Dealt with my fair share of difficulty in the mosaic, so I try not to be too forthcoming with the details. You said you come from a religious family, so I'm sure you understand. It's one way of putting it. I'll consider this a show of good faith. You've been kind enough to share your secret with me, after all. How does it work? Oh no, that conversation would take all night. Ask me back at the lamplight and I'll tell you all about it. Sure. That'll be nice. For now. He helps me up to my feet. I take a moment to shake the snow from my cloak. Shall we? Flowery glossary has been added. Mighty God of language, lend us your eyes, and we will see truth. Lend us your hands, and we will guard life. Lend us your tongue, and we will speak power. The temple is quiet and barren. In other words, more or less what I expected, yet stepping through the door sends a chill through me all the same. I am having so much trouble anytime I play something that involves, like, a bunch of reading. More than that, though. Can't see crap. One moment, I have just the thing. Another flower? No, let me. I brought a flashlight. Wonderful. That's much more convenient. Who is this? I guess the god of this place? Why the uncertainty? Don't you recognize them from your dream? Yeah. People of Axend were monotheists originally. Over time, various aspects of their god came to be worshipped as separate entities. This is Tanem, the aspect of truth. Traditionally, you're supposed to confess any acts of dishonesty before their image. Oh, sorry for pretending to be sick. But I already came clean about that, so that should be all squared away, right? I don't see why not. Really, it's more an encouragement to make amends with the people we've wronged. Let's have a look around. I am going to take a drink. I can't even say drink. I can't even say... Oh my gosh. Ugh. This is a bad sign. A bad sign for me. So what was this temple built for? Any ideas? Hard to say. The entrance is the only part that feels anything like a place of worship. When explorers found it, there were traps around every corner. It took years for the path to be open even this far. You know a lot. Everyone needs a hobby. Though I doubt I'm telling you anything you haven't read. I only cared about whether the sovereignty would be here. Didn't get too into the details. No? This place was all the talk of the tower for years. All the ancient discovery reports on TV. But maybe those were before your time. Maybe. You haven't missed much then. At the end of all that fuss, they didn't find anything. You could say it put a damper on the whole treasure hunting craze. No one found the One Piece. What, everyone gave up because one ruin turned out to be empty? There's a bit more to that, but essentially yes. But I've done enough to lower your expectations, haven't I? Why don't we see for ourselves what they found? The central chamber is pure darkness, almost as though we've stepped into a void. At least until Izumi's flashlight reveals the walls. Plain stone on every side. You know, I actually have my own theory about this place. Do tell. I think it's fake. This room most of all. What we're seeing doesn't exist. It's like a shared hallucination. That's certainly an interesting theory. But you can feel it, can't you? Something off. My footsteps slow. Think it's some sort of illusion, then? Not quite. Illusions are new magic. The kind of trick any kid in the mosaic can do. This is something else, something older. The magic you've been nice enough to demonstrate for me. You seem stumped. Well, let me tell you something else. I didn't put on the sick girl act for whatever random treasure hunter happened to feel sorry for me. I came here for you. Her voice slowly circles me in the darkness. You had a bit of a reputation back home, didn't you? The Messenger, a normal little flower shop where people in the know could buy magic. I had my doubts, but you did away with those real quick. Couldn't resist showing off a cute, helpless girl, I guess. And where did you hear all of this about me? I bring my hand to my chest, feeling for a familiar flower pinned there, touching upon a memory. Let's just say I had a reliable source. But I'm sick of talking, aren't you? Why don't we get down to business? I think that'll be a bit hard to understand. A bit hard under these conditions, Izumi. Let's have some light. And there she is, her features shadowed by a velvety hood. A new cloak woven from nothing in the blink of an eye, still fresh and crackling with the energy of creation. This artisanry, so-called new magic, but certainly no child's trick. See? The light I've summoned falls strangely on the floor, piercing more than the shadows. Your magic is the key. Even a little spark shows this place for what it really is. You can get me in. You already knew that, right? After all, you've been here before. Watch my reflection fading in and out on the impossibly rippling stone. and I agreed to be your escort. It was in hope of convincing you that there was nothing here. But I've badly underestimated you, Ismay. I know that. I see that now, so let me tell you the truth. This place fills me with dread. You're right. I've stood here once before, many years ago. Felt the same then. I strongly believe that whatever sleeps here should never be woken, whether it's the sovereignty or anything worse. And now that I've done as I promised you, I think I should be on my way. I'm not eager to delve any further into the secrets of the past. Oh, that's fine. I'm not telling you to be eager. I'm telling you... Oh my gosh! To do it. Now, let's stay calm. The shot rings out, searing my arm. I stumble to the floor. Did you not hear me? I said I'm sick of talking. I don't have all night. Well? Stop! Please, I'll do as you say. That's more like it. But let me ask one thing first. Why not? Go ahead. Who's the person you're hoping to save by doing all of this? Save? Oh my gosh, you actually believe that stupid crap? Listen, you want to know who all of this is for? Me. Very free to keep thinking of the sovereignty as my dead wife, Flower, if that makes you feel better. I see. Well, thank you for your honesty. I know they had TV and everything, but the gun kills me. I mean, guns do kill anyway, so it's par for the course, but you may throw tomatoes at me, it's fine. The White Dawn's eye, in simple terms, light. Coincidentally, the first flower I read for the man who brought me to this place. It was a boy, lured by stories of illuminating the past, recovering the lost knowledge of the old world. I lent my power to his cause. And I saw what he was truly after, and I turned my back on him. At least he allowed me that. With some effort, I withdraw my notebook and let it fall open into my lap. The sovereignty exists here, and it has eluded treasure hunters in the backyard of the mosaic for half a century. Yet only a surface reading of light was enough to shake its final line of defense. Why? A particular page stops me. The sight of a hazy memory of Tanem comes to mind. Not the statue at the entrance, but a smaller image displayed in a relative's home once upon a time. I remember the brilliant sunrose that was always placed in a dish of water before the god. We virtually invoked as soon as it began to wilt. In flower language, the sunrose falls toward the esoteric end of the scale. Its meaning is significant only to the flowers of a dead faith. It seems to say, only for our people, only for our children. Not for me, I think. You look like you have an idea. Certainly not for this woman. But I feel a deadly brush against the back of my neck as she urges me on. Share with the class. Pleasing my ancestors is beyond me at this point. Still, a useless apology flits through my mind before I turn it towards the task at hand. A simple acknowledgement, the sunrose opens to me and I read. Where you walk, sight of Fayum, let truth not hide. Bit by bit, the enchantment begins to unravel. The room as we see it is melting away. A rush of cold is the first sensation to tear through the veil. Fresh flecks of snow on our faces, clouds of warmth from our lips, then the sound of trickling water. We stand in a courtyard. Fountain blanketed with lilies in vivid shades of pink and blue, ornate pillars on all sides inscribed with the words of a poet. This hollow temple is the most complete remnant of Aksen to survive into the modern world. But that isn't what I've been brought here for, is it? The center of the pool stands a peculiar door. Otherworldly light issues forth a deep, resonant voice. Otherworldly light issues forth as a deep, resonant voice envelops us.
Children of the Creator, come.
Without hesitation, Izume drops her weapon to the floor and throws herself into the light. But what compels me to approach? I place my hand through the door, and a palpable shift in atmosphere sends me reeling as if from a burn. Somehow I can feel a massive distance that lies between this side and the other. Many adventurers' hands fell short of in the years before this moment. And if what lies beyond really is the power to remake the world, then what have I done? This time, I can't look away. I must steel myself and walk through. To a place not built by humans, not even by artisanry, a hall so pristine that every step feels almost improper. Realm divine.
The Sovereign Hall. Honorable children of the Creator, you are welcome.
At the end of the hall stands an altar guarded by a living statue. Its voice and manner are empty, and patches of feathers cover its body like ivy on a decaying building. From behind a winding scroll, the guardian's eyes seem to stare at nothing.
You have come to the resting place of the sovereignty. I am its voice. The ruling sovereign has failed, and his world decays beyond salvation. But within you I see the approach of a stronger vision. In reaching this place, you have proved your faith. Will you save this world?
Izume! The sight of the voice so arrested me that I nearly forgot to call out to her. She flashes only a quick grin to me before turning back toward the altar. I will.
Then you must be tested.
Didn't you just say I proved myself?
In reaching this place, you have proved your faith. You must next prove the faith of your witness.
For a reason I can't comprehend, terror clutches my chest. Wait. With a swift motion, the winding scroll becomes rigid, sharp. Voice's hand fills Izume's back to steady her. Finds Izume's back to steady her, and the newly formed blade finds her heart. Her face remains contorted in shock as she slumps to the floor, clearly dead even before I rush thoughtlessly to her side. Izume! Oh gosh. The voice watches me with unfeeling eyes.
Why do you grieve?
What?
Did you not come here as her witness? Say the prayer and she will be reborn.
I don't understand. What prayer?
Binding of souls. A pledge to usher her into the seat of the sovereignty, the cost of your freedom, at the risk of your life. Will you do this?
As if it's the simplest question. And she'll die otherwise?
She has died. Already her soul slips away, drawn to rest. Say the prayer and she will be reborn.
Sounds like a bad deal. No, this is fine.
I'll do it. And speak the words. Restless soul, by sovereignty marked. To you I offer willing hands, willing.
2.
Voice's steady tone begins to falter.
No. No more of this. Not again. No more. No more! The serenity of the hall is shattered. As the voice lets out a terrible cry, I catch a glimpse of its eyes, shining with rage and fear. Be gone! The spirit unfurls its wings, great banners of flame. I stagger back from the altar, my senses already muddled from the smell of smoke. I can't linger.
So I hurry away down the stairs that twist and buckle violently beneath my feet. Through the gate, trampling the carpet of water lilies, through the halls of the temple, stumbling out into the cold. Suddenly there's a loud sound, a burst of flame at my back. Then nothing. "2 weeks?" Her curls glittered in the sunlight as she shook her head. "Why 2 weeks?" 2 weeks is no time at all, sweetheart. Who knows? You might not even want to come back by the end of it. Be dead by the end of it. Now, none of that. Oh, what about Duval's? You love that place. Bakery's name clearly sparked her interest. I could almost see the reflection of that chocolate raspberry cake she so loved in her eyes. Then, stubbornly, she closed them. Well, they're opening one here, so that's not even exciting anymore. Leah, work with me here, please. I know you'd rather stay. If I had my way, you could. This is the reality of it. There's nothing I can do. Nothing? Maybe one small thing.
Does this mean skipping 2 weeks into the future?
Yeah. Finally, a real smile. Matter yield to memory, that two may dwell as one. Poet wrote that about the cloud sage.
That you hated that stuff.
I do. But that one's not so bad. Steadying my heart, I folded her hands lightly in mine and began to speak with purpose. Be present for a moment, Leah. Hear my voice. Feel your weight where you stand. Savor the scent of roses on the air. And consider how much I'm boring you with all this. She was listening intently, but dignified me with another smile anyway. You know that memory ties you here. However far you wander, it will lead you back. With that, I've done the complicated part. All you'll need to do is remember. A skeptical look crossed her face.
I can use this just to come home? Whenever?
Only for a little while. Save it for when you really need it, okay? The wind howls. Awake to my guest room. Somehow, I've made it back. As I slowly sit up, my eyes focusing, the events at the temple bubble to the surface of my memory. I was shot, wasn't I? But the tear in my sleeve has been mended, patched with artisanry over my bandaged arm. The lingering pain is all that reminds me now. And there's that blizzard that was still on the horizon when we left. Would Ismay have been caught in it if... Maybe I could use a bit more rest. Back to sleep so soon? Ismay, how? What happened to you? What do you think? Freaking bit it. You saw what that thing did to me. Well, this is my first time speaking to a ghost. I might need a moment to get my bearings. This is my first time being a ghost, and it freaking sucks. Nobody can see me except you, and believe me, I've tried everything. Binding of souls. I wonder... What the hell are you talking about? The guardian we saw, the voice, it told me to recite a prayer naming you my god, effectively. The way I heard it, that would have resurrected you. What? Wait, what? Ismay, did you not anticipate any of this? I like both of you being like, Ardvert! Are you joking? I told you the whole reason I went out on a limb
was my reliable source. Not so freaking reliable, as it turns out. I was expecting the sovereignty would be hard to get. I didn't know this crap was part of the deal. Maybe it isn't. Something happened before I could finish the prayer. The voice went berserk all of a sudden. Then finish it now. How can I? I never heard the whole thing. I thought I'd think on it. The words I did manage at the altar have already faded like a dream from my memory. Before I can say this, footsteps approach.
Oh, good. You were out for a full day. We're starting to get worried. I did what I could for your arm, but I'm no doctor. Should have just let you take care of it yourself.
Not at all. Thank you, Alma.
Shield brought you back. The patrol went to the temple after she saw some kind of light there, and... Anyway, there's a cop waiting downstairs. Tried to get rid of him, but he's hell-bent on grilling you. Kept asking me about that girl you were with. Hey, what happened out there, Loic? Thought the temple didn't have anything. Certainly not anything worth getting shot over.
I'm not sure what happened, Alma. I'm sorry.
Still out of it, huh? Well, I'm sorry to send him right up, but he'll get suspicious if I take too long.
Don't worry about me. I'll be alright. She's so angry. I mean, understandably so. With a little nod, she reluctantly heads off. Longley. Come again? The cop who's looking for me. I saw him come in while you were out. A real VIP, I take it? Gosh, no, he'd cream himself if he heard you say that. Helpful to know. What is he, then? Right now, a church lapdog. Not that he'll admit to being here on their business. I doubt he even cares. Beginning to think I may have underestimated your religious family. Oh, you have no idea. Just don't tell him what happened at the temple. I don't want him to have the satisfaction of knowing I'm dead, even temporarily. Footsteps heavier than Alma's make their way nearer. When the door opens next, a stifling presence fills the room. Loic Ard?
Loic Ard? Commander Theodore Longley from the Inner Shield.
It's a pleasure to...
Let's skip the pleasantries. I've wasted enough time in this pit as it is. Last night, you made contact with a woman calling herself Ismay. Tell me everything you can about her.
I see that this is an urgent matter, sir. Unfortunately, I don't have much information to provide. Ismay came to the inn last night seeking an escort to the temple. She claimed that her life...
Yes, I heard all of that from the innkeeper. What else did she say? Anything about who she was, where she came from?
Nothing, actually. She was very quiet on her trip. After a few failed attempts at small talk, I decided to leave her be.
And the temple? What happened there?
I don't know. Just before we arrived, she pulled out a gun. I thought I heard her telling me to empty my pockets, but I was already frazzled from the journey. Without thinking, I ran. That was when she fired at me. I blacked out, and the next thing I knew, I was here. I do my best to not acknowledge Ismay's approving grin. When was the last time I had to lie so boldly? To an officer, no less.
Ah, right. The search party found this at the scene. Look familiar?
Yes, that's...
Ha! Relax! Convincing enough to the untrained eye, I'll give her that. But it's flimsy work, like all her constructs. I doubt it would have fired a second shot without falling apart.
He pulls the trigger and the gun shatters into light.
Like so?
Punch him. Only a joke, I know. But then, what is this discomfort that falls upon me as she says it?
That girl likes to call herself a master of illusion, as if that means anything. Artisanry, without substance, without discipline, the best she can manage.
My breathing grows deliberate. It's only when I become aware of my efforts to calm myself that I realize how tense I am. Certainly, he's less than friendly. Was Lenglei's voice always so aggravating? No, my exhaustion is to blame. But another voice rings clear in my head, in my mind, the voice of my new sovereign. Go on, get him while his back is turned. Better yet, smash him with that chair. I am not myself. I desperately will it to remain at my side. My trembling hand reaches out. Please. Say it without thinking. A strained whisper. Oh? Oh! What's this? Wait, you said something about naming me your god? And now you have to obey me? Is that it? Oh, this is great, actually. Are you listening to me, Mr. Ard? Pardon me. Yes, I'm listening. All at once, that oppressive feeling recedes. I still cling to the chair, or to brace myself. No, I can't throw away a perfectly good pawn now. You and I still need to make this official, don't we? All right, I think that's all we have to discuss, leaving only one last order of business, which is... The details of our investigation are highly classified, Mr. Ard, but rest assured I mean to smoke her out. Don't dare, get out of my way. What? Commander! The young officer throws the door open, shoving her way past the temporary guard. What in the hell? Commander Lenglei, sir! Please, is it true you're going to destroy it? We're done here. Sir, wait! You can't! We barely even... Wait! The officer follows Lenglei back through the door. I hear their footsteps thundering down the stairs and out of the lamplight. Izmate drifts towards the window, listening for the frantic voice until it becomes too distant to make out. Please, please! Her gaze lingers on the horizon as if she can see across the distance to where her body lies. It strikes me then how ghostly she seems, truly a fading spark of life. Whatever I managed at the altar was enough to tether her to this world, to me. But her silence now tells that she and I have arrived at the same conclusion. She has died. Already her soul slips away. That portal to the sovereignty. They destroy the temple. Really dead. I'm really going to die here. Let's not panic yet. She seizes me then, her hand digging into my shoulders with such force as if to shatter them. Pain tears through me as my back hits the wall. No, no! I am not going to die here, not after all of this. Not when I'm so close. Searing, relentless agony unlike any I've felt. I can focus on nothing but holding myself together. Smate, stop! You're going to go back to the temple. You're going to say that prayer. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you have to die for it. All right, but please, enough! The merciful sound of ascending footsteps frees me at last. Alma.
Okay, back to bed with you. Now that they're gone, I can give you a piece of my mind.
With a shooing motion, she ushers me to lie down, then sighs, sitting softly at the foot of the bed.
Loic, listen to me. Can't help everyone. I know how badly you want to, but sooner or later, you're going to end up with more than a bloody arm. And then who will be there when Layla wakes up? Been at this for months. That miracle flower of yours were around. You'd have found it by now. Get that you're spinning your wheels here because you need someone to help. Even if it can't be her, but this isn't good for you. I think it's time for you to help yourself. Move on. Better yet, go home. And maybe it won't take a miracle, you know? Maybe it'll just happen one day. In fact, I heard about patients who have...
Alma, please.
Sorry. I've said my piece. You can get some rest.
With that, she goes, shutting the door behind her. Ismay hasn't taken her eyes off me once, but I like the words to say to her. Instead, I turn toward the little bedside table where my notebook lies undisturbed. I pick it up and hold it for a moment. I still remember the look on my daughter's face when she realized that the meager enchantment I'd woven could not end her trip on the second day. What it could do was project the image of her home to her and her to me, while she remained very much where she was. Needless to say, she was less than happy with the results.
You told me this would take me home.
I told you it would let you visit. Bringing you from there to here would be big magic and too dangerous for you, so don't try to improvise.
And you do it.
Come on, is it really so bad over there?
Yes!
She stomped forward, forgetting the limitations of the spell, and seemed to stumble over something I couldn't see. Probably a piece of furniture on her side.
Ow!
Careful, honey.
See? There's so much stupid stuff here. And of course it's all gold and sparkly and... Ugh!
Oh, you know her tastes.
I had to wear the worst outfit yesterday. And smile and talk to all these strangers for hours.
Smiling at strangers? Well, that's just inhumane. Did you get a fancy dinner out of it, at least?
I wish I didn't. There were fish eggs.
What? That does it. Leah, I'm getting you out of there.
Dad!
No, don't try to talk me down now. I'm already on the line with, yes, hello, authorities. They're serving my daughter caviar. There it was, the grin that pretended to be sick of my antics. I loved that look. As her gaze drifted past me, it began to fade. Indistinct as it was, she could see the couch where she would usually collapse after school. Home at last. The spot where she'd be laughing at me now, if she were truly here. She grew still.
I hate it here.
Oh, honey. The moment I set aside my work, she ran toward me and collided with thin air.
Oh, the wall. This spell is stupid.
Hey. We laughed as I made my way to her. Do this at least.
I miss you.
Miss you more. But hang in there, Leah. You'll be home before you know it, I promise. My skin prickles painfully under Ismay's glare, reminding me of where I am, but my eyes remain fixed on the notebook. I just realized, like, if Leah ran into a wall, would she do, like, the oof? The Roblox oof? You know, the oof that was taken from the angel baby running into walls in Messiah the game, with sound and everything by Tommy Tallarico, just Tommy Tallarico, only him. To return home. Sage alone wouldn't do it, but joined with one or two others, I could be back to the shallow comfort of the mosaic in an instant, too far from that doomed temple to do anything about it. Even if Ismay followed, death would claim her before long. I tucked the notebook away in my pocket. Let's go, Ismay. There's another route we can take. Beneath the lamplight sleeps an agent, an old auction hall. Sleeps an agent, a secret. An old auction hall where the Mosaian collectors once bid on relics from outside, free from official regulation. What eventually brought an end to these auctions was not the attention of the authorities, but the dwindling value of old world treasures in the eyes of the rich. Looking back, perhaps that was the earliest death rattle of the spirit of discovery. No one wants to freaking buy my copy of, like, VHS copy I found of Home on the Range. No one wants that.
Hi!
Oh, hello. Is this a snowmobile? Best chance of making it in time. And there's the key dangling carelessly from the ignition. What reason would she have to hide it? I don't like doing this, but I suspect I don't have a choice. Good to see you're catching on. You know, all this time, I thought you were a dead wife guy. Turns out I was a sick kid. Though I guess it could still be both. Lelia, huh? That's a cute name. Thank you. What? Bad mood? At least you're alive. Maybe you should listen to your innkeeper friend and count your blessings. Alma means well. She has children of her own, you know. A grandson, last I heard. Any of them yours? I stare, but I admit there's a part of me that appreciates the attempt at levity. When I last came to Tarn, I was still a student. Alma was running the Lamplight even then, at the end of its heyday. Even then, she was just as much of a grouch, and just as caring beneath it all. The town was completely different, though. Warm, full of excitement, full of people. Now it's dying. Anyone can see that. Alma's kids moved back to the Mosaic as soon as they were old enough. She's still here, clinging to the warmth of those old days, I think. She's always treated me like family. She'd never let me say it, but I could work at the Lamplight for the rest of my life and never repay the debt I owe. And bless her, but she is a bit of a hypocrite. At the end of the day, she has her own stubbornness just as I have mine. What the hell does any of that have to do with me? Nothing, but thank you for listening. I needed to clear my head. We're almost there. Almost. Pillar of light, absent on our first voyage out, pierces the distant sky? The distant sky above the mountain. Little wonder the shield came running if this is what they saw. The hollow temple rises into view, so does the great shadow hovering beside it. A shield airship, Commander Langlay's very own. Pull over at the broken bridge, helpless to stop what comes next. Of course it was impossible for us to outpace him. Still I hoped, naively, that the commander might have shown restraint, not respect for the history of the place. Amid the smoking rubble, I find no trace of that peculiar light. It's not over yet. There may still be a way. Ismay? She says nothing, as though the very will to speak has left her. Ismay, let's not give up here. Did she even hear me? Perhaps the far-off hope of returning to the Sovereignty's hall was the only thing sustaining her. Perhaps the call of rest has swayed her weary soul. Either way, her time is drawing to an end. I take the notebook from my pocket. Countless hours spent lingering over one particular flower have formed a slight gap in the pages. These days, I can find it without looking. There's a part of me that thought, like Alma, that you just wake up by some twist of fate, even without a miracle cure. That was why I took this long, so that I could be with you as soon as you opened your eyes, cry with you no matter how far from home I was. But that won't just happen, will it? So let the matter yield to memory. Let the Sovereignty's guardian hear my voice, and its hall meet me where I stand. Let distance be no obstacle, if only for a moment. Please, let it be enough. I silence my desperate heart and focus. Not even one visit to the Sovereignty's realm, memory tethers it to me. It's a faint connection, a spider's thread catching sunlight, but just enough to follow. It leads far above the mountain, higher and higher until stars fill my vision. Amid these, a single speck of familiar light. With a gentle pull on the thread, I beckon it nearer. Matter yields, shifting to allow the entry of a distant place. Smooth, glossy stone nestles into the snow-drenched earth, Light without dawn showers the trees, howling winds grow mild, tamed by an unseen presence. I ready myself to face the guardian spirit as I remember it, ablaze in anger, its feathers stained with blood. Instead, as its figure begins to rise before me, all is still. Izume's corpse lies not at the floor as I expect, but cradled in the arms of the voice itself. The creature hangs its head placidly, as if lost in thought. Upon noticing my half-there presence, its mouth opens in surprise. You have returned, my Phaeum's gift. Voice of the Sovereignty, I come as Izume's witness. Give me the words and I will pray. Why? Your time has nearly expired. You may yet retreat from this place and be free. But I won't. Please, give me the words. She has deceived you, injured you. She has brought nothing but misfortune upon you. Understand that in doing this, you surrender to her will until the end of this world. I wonder how much you know about me, about the circumstances that have led me here. Perhaps more than I do. And so, let me explain myself. About a year ago, my daughter fell ill. Her affliction has no cure. I left home in search of a miracle, which I have yet to find. Her smile is all I have, and now I must reckon with the possibility of never seeing it again. I don't know what to do with myself. I've tried to be a helping hand in Tarn, but Alma's right. It's a bandage over my grief. I think this is no different. Even if my daughter can't be saved, even if the glimmer of hope I've been chasing is a fantasy, right now, I beg you, let me at least have the comfort of saving someone. Even her? Whoever Izume was before we crossed paths, I have no idea. But nothing she did to me, however wrong, was deserving of death. And what a horrible way to die. Sovereignty is the power to remake your world. Consider the world she will make. Can it be so much worse than this one? An uneasy silence stretches on. Man's will is divine. Man's judgment is divine. Witness, speak the words. Restless Soul by Sovereignty marked. To you I offer willing hands to toil, a willing heart to bear your name, a willing voice to praise, willing eyes to witness the end. To avert the death of the world, the builder raised a great tower, a new home for all humanity. But the true death of the world had not yet been born. She had not yet reared up over the mountains, crowned in the glory of dawn. Her gaze had not yet pierced the hearts of the shield and sown fear into the depths. Kefka! Congrats on her transition. Oh. Don't look so shocked. Did you come all this way to smoke me out?
This is the shield! Dispel his construct at once and...
I know exactly who you are, Theodore. But I guess you're still confused about what I am. I am a god marked by the Sovereignty. I am light and hunger. I will devour this world. But there might be a place for you in mine. We both know how good you are at licking boots, Commander. Feel like giving these a taste?
Open fire! Hear me fire! Now!
At Longley's command, a burst of cannon fire rings out. But the assault falls like snow, soft then still, emptied of purpose at the unseen touch of the divine. A gentle lift of her head sends the onslaught soaring back. Hey, what have I unleashed? Heavy damage, sir. Your orders?
Fall back. I'm not dying for this.
Did you not hear me? Follow back! I can't, sir. The controls won't respond.
Delicious. How delicious this is. The mosaic's finest, scrambling like roaches. Langley trying to look unbothered, barking at whoever's close as if they can help him escape.
Equal parts Kefka and Triangle Spaceship Woman. Here's the thing, I was literally saying at the start, where I was told I would, one thing that would sell me is Evil Woman. And I was like, well, one of my favorite, actually my favorite character from Feast for a King is Celadon. Celadon 1, that's my wife. I have a type, okay?
This is my domain, the promise of the sovereignty to come. A single thought is all it takes to hold him in the palm of my hand. Not even enough firepower to destroy your crappy little ship, Theodore. What did you think it was going to do to me?
He says nothing, but I can hear the stream of curses sloshing around in his skull.
Maybe death is what you deserve. But I want you to tell your bosses what's coming. I want them to hear it straight from your lips. Now go. The ship shudders and obeys, trailing off into the builder's waiting hands. Exalted. A voice calls from above. Return in glory to my hall. And I could see it just beyond the parted clouds, the place where the sovereignty dwells, so that's where it was. As I am now, the heavens are well within my reach. Loic, I sense his blood run cold. My faithful minion, we have received an invitation. Shall we go? After a moment, he cloaks his fear in a smile. As you wish. When I first set foot in this place, it was enormous, bright, overwhelming. Now the voice of the sovereignty seems so small, like a caged bird. Seekers of the sovereignty, exalted and witness be praised. You have overcome the first trial. The first? This world cries out for a worthy sovereign. You have not yet realized the fullness of your vision, nor manifested it by your works. This taste of godhood is momentary. Until you overcome the remaining trials, you must continue to walk the earth as a human. What? Worry not, you shall draw power from the faith of those who pledge devotion to you. This witness, too, is your strength. So long as he lives, you remain immortal. Now a second trial awaits in the remains of Ericist. Go in triumph, exalted. Wait, no! I always figured that if I ever tried to go to heaven, I'd get thrown out. In a way, this is poetic, which doesn't make me feel any better. My borrowed godhood unravels around me, leaving me completely bare. I don't even have the will for magic, let alone the strength. I can only close my eyes and sink. Small, pathetic, and exhausted enough to die a second time. Ugh. I wake in a patch of grass, no snow in sight. This must be it, right? The afterlife? No. When I look down, I find that strange scar branching out across my chest, still glowing. My bare chest. Guess it makes sense that my glamour fell off when I died. The cream-colored coat lies draped over the rest of me. This is when I'd usually get myself in order, a new costume, a painted face. Thinking about spending any effort on magic right now makes me want to go right back to sleep. Who cares? Good morning. Oh. He sits with his back to me while I slip my arms through the sleeves of his coat.
I can't make myself a new one. I've never had the knack for artisanry that you seem to. Keep it as long as you'd like. I'm in no position to ask anything of you now. Where are we? Who knows? If I had to guess, I'd say the sovereignty flung us a bit further south of home than Tarn, which was considerate since we're most likely being expected there. He pats the ground. Why don't you come and sit down, Ismay? We've had a long night. Why? Why? If you're asking why I revived you, I had a little conversation with the voice about that. I'm relieved you missed it, honestly. I doubt you'd have liked to sit through all that sentimental nonsense. Give me the short version. I wasn't prepared to watch someone die. I saved you because I wanted you to live, to have a chance to seize your dreams, however selfish. That's all. But if I can disappoint you a bit further, I don't believe that everything you told me on the way to the temple was a lie. About the person you wanted to save with the sovereignty, I mean, even if it was yourself. Then you're an idiot. That's something I can live with. I've already told you what I want. You don't believe me, that's on you. And from now on until the day I remake this world, you serve me. Don't expect any pity just because you tricked yourself into it. But if you do make yourself useful, I don't see the harm in keeping an eye out for your sick kid Flower along the way. Very kind. How shall I make myself useful then? Don't ask me that yet. I just want to sit here for a while. And that's what we'll do. She is very tsundere. In the beginning, you looked to the horizon and foresaw the death of the world. To preserve life, you raised this great tower, this new home for all humanity, or mosaic. The farthest reaches, you gathered every soul together into your embrace. But now your children are lost. They have forgotten your grace and your love. They have forgotten themselves. Seduced by the outer voice, they wander in darkness, blind to your perfect vision. I ask now that you let them see, you let them hold in your glory as I have. Return to us and set your world right. O architect of our refuge, Lord of Unity, merciful builder. Save progress. We should actually check the cast and glossary. So, glossary of dance. Guard the witness as you wish. Sworn servant to Ismay the Exalted. Not quite customer. So, okay. Going back to, yeah. The florist. Just an old superstition, but it can't hurt. Owner of the Messenger, an unassuming flower shops favored by an eccentric clientele, Mr. Art has garnered a reputation for his talent to convey emotion through the floral arrangements with uncanny accuracy. Not quite customer. Don't be heartless, Alma. A decent meal is the very least we can offer. Onion and water soup. Long-term guests at the Lamplight all know the proprietress's friend, a man with gentle eyes who keeps an impressive array of potted plants in the otherwise dreary lobby. Seeing how many chores he does around the inn, newcomers tend to assume he's the owner, but it usually doesn't take long for Alma to set them straight. So, sworn servant to Ismay the Exalted. Ubayak. Oh. I think it was Runnerworth. Or, yeah, the Blessed. The Blessed is the first one. Sick young woman. While the exact nature of her illness is unclear, it has made her desperate enough to brave the frosty wilderness in search of a possible cure. She speaks softly, yet bears in her eyes a wistful spark. A runaway, a treasure hunter after the sovereignty, the legendary power to reshape all of creation to one's desires. Perhaps she's not truly suffering from a mysterious affliction after all, but a shadow still seems to loom over her heart. At least she could say crap now. I can't, though. I made the promise. I made the pact with my mom. Illusionist. A ruthless schemer determined to find the sovereignty at any cost. She works artisanry with incredible ease, seemingly able to fashion anything in seconds, including her flashy attire. She really had like boobies out and everything. Like she knew, she had a vision for like what she wanted her god form to be, and you know what? I respect that.
The end of humanity's refuge.
Alma Brailed. I'm sitting here like, I got it right. I'm just... Since moving to Tarn as a teenager, Alma has never truly thought of the mosaic as her home. She helped establish the lamplight long before inheriting it from her father, serving cheer and world-class cooking to guests who regaled her with tales of adventure. Of course, cheer was easier when the business still brought in money. These days, despite what she may claim, Alma runs a charity for the forcibly retired treasure hunters she can't bear to turn her back on. Lilia Ard, the dreamer, Loic's only daughter, a clever and spirited girl. Though she greatly admires her father and helps out in his shop from time to time, she aspires to become a famous writer someday.
L'Anglais.
Hunter. Commander of the Inner Shield, Theodore prides himself on having achieved his prestigious rank at such a young age through hard work, and while his skill at artisanry deserves some credit, he would likely be stationed at Tarn as an Outer Shield patrolman, not for his family's considerable wealth. He seems to know and despise Ismay personally. Okay, so I had the flower glossary. Alicia, meaning fire, a perennial popular in the mosaic for its vivid, hardy flowers, historically loved by a queen of the pre-mosaic nations of Pals, for whom it was given its modern name. From the readings of Kesserat, give unto us a single ember, a blinding spark, to open the dawn. Loic's commentary. The Palacia is a textbook example of how meanings tend to shift with color. Flowers run the gamut between gold and deep red, the former conveying feelings of warmth and comfort, while the latter evokes the power of wild, destructive flame. Common dandelion, meaning mundanity, a perennial herb with sunny yellow flowers. Though generally considered a weed, the common dandelion possesses significant medicinal and culinary value. From the readings of Kesserat, word without wit, wind without breath, feather among the flock. Loic's commentary. It's somewhat rare for phaic meanings to align with the popular perception of a flower, as in this case. Really, the dandelion is anything but mundane, but I'll admit that the shift in reputation makes it a bit easier to work with. Yellow rose. Accendi rose. Physical mending that which is broken, set right. An ancient cultivar selected for its purity and meaning, distinguishing it from the vast majority of modern garden roses. Its resistance to cold made it attractive to the early settlers of Tarn. From the readings of Kesserat, I am brought within, I am made and remade. Loic's commentary. It's something of a miracle that this Accendi rose has endured this long, let alone managed to gain some popularity within the mosaic. It is frequently mistaken for the tower rose, another common hybrid with which it shares some ancestry, but I find that the disparity in nuance between their meanings is minor enough to work around. Senrose. Tenem, the divine aspect of truth, a flowering shrub with succulent leaves and deep magenta flowers. Due to the sunrose's low tolerance for cold, ancient horticulturists employed magic to help it thrive in the harsh winters of Accend. The readings of Kesserat, where you walk, sight of Fayem, let truth not hide. Loic's commentary. It would be reasonable to assume that the sunrose also represents the virtue of truth itself, but divorced from its religious context, it has no power at all. Some take this as undeniable proof of the existence of the aspects, but I think the reality is a bit more complicated than that. By dawn's eye. Light, breaking through the darkness after a storm. Sometimes written dawn's eye, an annual herb with brilliant white flowers. The ring of blue ray florets at its center is its most eye-catching feature. From the readings of Kesserat, her gilded hands tear down the veil and end at last my wandering. Lake's commentary. An urban legend claims that the dawn's eye radiates faint light in total darkness, though only when a single person is near to see it. Most consider it this nonsense, but I've heard a few who swear by it. I think it's fascinating. Flash of perception, perhaps. Proof of the latent potential for flower reading that all of us possess. Cloud Sage. Return to a place remembered. A perennial herb native to the plains south of Arrakest. In the summer months, its fragrant flowers attract a wide variety of pollinators. The readings of Kesserat. Matter yield to memory. The two may dwell as one. Lloyd's commentary. Memory is a powerful thing. In many ways, we are what we remember. Through this particular lens, we are where we remember, and our memory serves as a more literal touchstone. When the mosaic first rose, the Cloud Sage was not among the species preserved within its walls. By some miracle, it survived anyway, becoming a symbol of homecoming to those brought unwillingly under the builder's wing. Okay, so where do we go? Back. Yeah, continue. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick. That is a good track. No? Yeah, sure. This one. Is also an excuse to go change my laundry. Two birds with one stone. I figure I will do, because there are 3 chapters so far. I figure I will do, so the first one has like, hold on. Can I go to, can I go back to like the menu? Because there's like chapter 1 and then there's the chapter 1 like after the demo. So I figure if like I could do chapter 1 today and then do like the rest. Sorry, I'm gonna like take another sip. There's a bunch of Gatorade in the fridge I need to get rid of. Okay, we could turn that off. Or Shin Megami Tensei 5 music. Again, I was so sad Shin Megami Tensei 5 was just... Do you remember? The vents were open that day. Letting the wind pass through. Real wind, not the stuff they normally churned out to keep people from going crazy. This was the wind that lived and breathed. Thought I could swear blew my hair into my face on purpose. The sound of it took me to places I could never imagined seeing with my own eyes. I didn't totally understand why. I kept coming back to the roof on ventilation days. That particular day, a teacher saw me. I learned we weren't actually supposed to be going up to on the roof. Too dangerous. Got detention, which I didn't take too well. I was a good student. To handle teasing, rumors, and even being alone, as long as I didn't disappoint anyone. I was different. 30 minutes in a room I'd never seen the inside of before. I put on my bravest face and opened the door. It was meant to be a quiet place to reflect. Prayer was encouraged, never required. But how could I do anything else? The second I entered the room, my eyes were glued to his image, larger than life on the wall. His gaze, too sacred for our sight, pierced the veiling hands and fell squarely on me. He knew how afraid and upset I felt, how harsh I thought my punishment was. He sympathized with me. But was it so simple? Was going up to the roof the only wrong I'd done? I stood before him, dumbfounded and defenseless. The layers of my heart fell away one by one. I could hear a jumble of my own thoughts echoing in my head. What had I been so obsessed with? Wind that lived and breathed. What did that even mean? Places I could never imagine seeing. Outside? The rotting world we'd been saved from? I lived in safety and comfort, in the loving embrace of the Almighty, and I daydreamed about going out into the dead wilderness? What was wrong with me? My lip trembled, my fists clenched, disgust welled up in me, but the thought of crying was worse. If anyone deserved to cry, shouldn't it be the one whose love I'd thrown away? And yet, he smiled at me, softly, patiently waiting for me to go to him. Please forgive me. I'm sorry, you know what's in my heart. I try my best, but I'm weak and... Tears blurred my vision. I blinked them away. With clear eyes met a smile that hadn't changed. He still waited. A sick feeling spread through my stomach and I knelt. I'm sorry. I was imagining things. I was letting the voice in, but that isn't what I want. I want to live in your vision. I want to be remade, so please... He continued to wait. What was it? What hadn't I done? My breath grew short and frantic. The world around me started to spin. Finally, the thought struck me to look elsewhere for the source of his disappointment. And for the first time, I saw you there. You leaned with your back against the wall, looking at nothing, ignoring him. How can you just stand there? The words spilled out. I barely even heard myself shouting. You just lifted your eyebrows at me. You know you don't have to do all that, right? What? You're in here for 28 more minutes. Then we could go. Praying isn't going to pass the time any faster. It had only been 2 minutes? I'm not trying to pass the time. I want to make things right with him. What did you do? That's for him to judge. I wasn't gonna judge, just curious. Hey, well, wanna know why I'm here? They caught me on the arches again. I mean, they'll throw the book at me for any reason, but that was today's. Arches? Like on the outside? Yeah. That's... what? Why? Isn't that dangerous? Have you ever felt the wind out there? It's nothing like inside. Once you really feel it, you never get over it. At least I haven't. I can't breathe sometimes when I think about living here forever. That's why, as soon as I get the chance, I'm out. He stared in silence. And I knew it. You are cool. Sorry? Me? You haven't rolled your eyes. If you think I'm crazy, at least you're being nice. I'm kind of here for the same reason as you. What? Whoa, for real? The wind is different. It really is. I just like to breathe it in. Sometimes I swear I can even... In the corner of my eye, I saw the builder's smile turn cold. Never mind. But no, don't look at him. Forget his stupid face. I flinched. He's not... Don't say that. Okay, sorry. You can look at him if you want. Or you could look at me. I walked around opposite the image so I'd face away to follow. I was nauseous. My heartbeat pounded in my ears. But I did follow you. And you smiled, big and bright and fearless under the builder's gaze. I didn't realize it then, but that smile healed me more than his ever had. When did I start hating you for it? Oh, chapter 2. I gotta get out of here. I said I was gonna save the next one. Let's do empty slot. Yeah, main menu. Yeah, because I guess, yeah. Beginning, after demo. When does that start, actually? What part does that start on? Oh, right here. Okay. Okay. I was not sure. Let me go back to the thing. Yeah, I figured I would do like a short stream. I was feeling a little tired. A little out of it and everything. Again, I talked enough at the start about everything that's going on. I figured like this would just be something short. Can do like a chapter at a time or so. Again, chapters 2 and 3 is where I know my friend Alba Soup did some of the music for it. Like chapter 1 is Toby Fox and Gigi doing some of it. And then it's like 2, I think that Alex said they did like 3 tracks for, and then chapter 3 they did like most of the soundtrack. So I'm excited. Alex does good music. As if the soundtrack wasn't already good. I'm just like, I'm also biased. I'm like, oh, I got to see my friends. Hear my friends' stuff. Art tomorrow? Yeah, I was actually hoping to do an art stream. I'll probably just do like whatever, just vibe. I gotta think of what Cocomelon to put on. There's some other stuff I wanted to do, but I was like, I wanted to do something where I play like Black Desert Online, but at least do like the character creator and this and that, but Meowtrud was gonna kill me if I didn't do that with him here. And that's something that's like, I can at least have other people in the chat with me. This was one that I figured like I'm gonna be reading it. I should just be alone doing this. Sorry I couldn't read today. that I was having a bad time reading things. My voice not great. My voice acting not there. Yeah, I want to play more of this. I want to go through more of this. Green was fine. I've been tripping up words. My mouth is like dry. I have plenty to drink here. I was trippy when he's reading Umineko too. I think that's just something that crops up trying to do these. Yeah, like, there's something about... If I'm reading something on my phone, for example, it's different. If I'm reading stuff on, like, my screen, on my monitor sometimes, it's like I get cross-eyed. And I'm not, like, dyslexic, but sometimes I do just really... Words. I think it's more like my brain to my mouth kind of a thing. Which is why sometimes Bob will tease me about how I mispronounce things. And it's like, I'm sorry, I can't talk. Like, I'm sorry. Ugh. Touching my chest. Oh, I'm hungry too. Streamer tags of being on camera. Yeah, there's like an element of anxiety that I did not realize. Even like being a VTuber, I'm not really on camera. I want to do more stuff where I actually have face cam on. I need to just finish Silent Hill F. I still haven't. I'm bad. But there's still like an anxiety to being on screen. Like, at least on a stream and everything. Ow. Rude. I'm trying to be vulnerable with everyone. But yeah, like I said, I might do chapter 2. I'm gonna see I'm gonna figure out when to do chapter 2. But tomorrow, yeah, I'll try to do an art stream. I should try and figure out what Cocomelon I should put on in the corner. 'Cause there's only so many times I can put on, like, Donkey Kong Country in different languages, okay? I need to find other trash. Apparently, Big Bad Beetleborgs is one of the things that was recommended I put on, and I'm afraid because I had like an allergic reaction to that show when I was a child, so I don't know how I'm gonna do as an adult. I feel like I'm gonna be sick if I watch it, but maybe that'll just be better. That'll just like kick my butt and everything. Okay. Yeah, I am hungry too, like really, really hungry. And I have leftovers. I could eat. Let's see who to raid. Ending screen at least show if any. Sometimes I'm like, oh no, I feel bad if I'm not on my ending screen while I'm like searching for who to raid, because then someone comes in and they're like, wait, what? Huh? What? What the heck is Melody playing? Something called Endocopia? What is this? What is this? I don't know what this is. I'm gonna raid her anyway. Yeah, I'll see everyone tomorrow. But first, as usual. Endocopia rules. I will have to check it out then.
Bobby, I want you to meet my colleague, Dr. Hamilton. and I'll like you to get the fuck out of here.
It's all
Get out of here! Get down!